नमस्कार, इमर्जिंग बिजनेस फोरम एक बार फिर आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। इंडिया मार्ट इमर्जिंग बिजनेस फोरम का आज आखिरी पड़ाव है, जो कि आज आप पहुंचा है हैदराबाद। हैदराबाद वो शहर है जिसे कई वजहों से जाना जाता है। हैदराबाद के निजाम, यहां की बिरयानी जिसको मैंने आज ही टेस्ट किया, और साथ साथ यहां के इंडस्ट्री के लिए। हैदराबाद ने अपने आंगन में कई इंडस्ट्रीज को जगह दी। खासतौर से यहां की स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री के लिए हैदराबाद को पूरी दुनिया में जाना जाता है। दिनों दिन तरक्की करती आईटी इंडस्ट्री हो, चाहे फिर यहां के मोतियों का कारोबार हो, हैदराबाद इस देश के नक्शे पर अपनी एक अलग पहचान बना चुका है। और आज हम हैं हैदराबाद में। हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कई ऐसे अहम मुद्दे हैं जो कि आज हम चर्चा करना चाहेंगे। आज 12 शहरों के बाद हम हैं हैदराबाद में, जहां पर कि हमारे आज के डिबेट का टॉपिक है विनिंग बाय डिफरेंशिएटिंग। ऐसा क्या करके कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर अपने बिजनेस को कुछ अलग कर सकता है, नई ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचा सकता है? क्या अलग बिजनेस में किया जा सकता है, इनोवेशन में, ऑपरेशंस में, मैनेजमेंट में, कुछ भी, या कोई नया प्रोडक्ट डेवलप करके किस तरह से अपने बिजनेस को एक नई ऊंचाइयों पर पहुंचाया जा सकता है? आई वांट टू इनवाइट मिस्टर अरुण त्यागी फ्रॉम indiamart.com फॉर द वेलकम एड्रेस. अरुण, प्लीज.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited to be here, and as Piyush mentioned, it's a city of nizams and pearls and biryani. Hyderabad is special in a way because given that IT is there, pharma is there, and because of that, a lot of new economy businesses happening here. So that makes Hyderabad front of this entire thing. On behalf of India Mart and other sponsors, I like to thank you all for taking your time and coming here. It's really excited to see such a gathering here, and just like to reiterate that with this emerging business forum, the entire initiative is to educate and empower SMEs by handholding them and going to them and talking about different pain areas they have. In terms of different genres, be it HR, technology, tax, funding, marketing, etc., etc. I hope you have a good time here, and I would really request if you can participate as much as possible to get the maximum value out of this discussion. I wish you all good luck for your business and have a good time here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My first question to Mr. Ramesh Datla Sahab. Mr. Ramesh, when it comes to winning by differentiating, what are the things today? What are the biggest challenge in front of any startup, or let's say a new enterprise? What are the 3 biggest problems?
First of all, when you're starting up a new industry or new enterprise, because funding is required, money is not an issue. And in this context, what happens is when we talk to a cross-section of SMEs all over India, the first thing they talk about is finance is an issue. But I have the opportunity of sitting on the board of a bank also. But when we look at from the banker's perspective, money is not the issue. They want entrepreneurs who have a sound business plan and who understand the market and who can sustain their business. That is very important. To sustain the business, technology is also important in today's competitive environment. So finance, technology, market. So in this context, what happened is when we did a study across a large section of SMEs, I think this BSc exchange today we are talking about, I remember 5 years back, we did a first presentation to the ministry, then secretary in the MSME ministry, telling them that SME exchange is very essential for India. We took the model of AIM and presented to him. That is when this story of SME exchange started. So alternate means of financing is very essential today, because historically Indian industry looked at only banks. Banks cannot provide more than a required amount of funding. So you have to always look at alternate source of funding. So I think funding, technology, and market is the key areas on which the business have to look at.
Okay, Rajiv, as Mr. Ramesh Datla mentioned, the 3 major problems, because you yourself is an entrepreneur. You represent an industry association. What do you think? What are the major challenges in front of SMEs today?
I think the biggest challenge is survival, and this goes with any business. And when I say survival, I don't want to undermine the existence of SMEs. We are the ones who've actually made our place in this nation, in spite of the fact that we've often been ignored by policymakers over the years. Having said that, I tell you that once we're looking at survival, it is survival by growth. We need to grow. And because the topic today is winning by differentiation, I believe that every SME today, whichever SME, whatever trade we are in, and if we are looking at growth, the growth is possible only when our product is different, or price is different, or promotion is different than others. Point is, what makes the customer come back to you, come back to me, and that is what is very important. So in terms of whatever we are delivering, excellence, of course, is not an option. It is mandatory. Having said that, I believe differentiation in terms of product, design, quality, cost, delivery, there can be many areas. We need to find our USPs, our unique selling propositions. Idea is how in a crowded marketplace, in a very competitive marketplace, everybody says market is not the issue. But the point is, the competition also is galore. So if you and I need to find a place, and particularly we want to make a foundation for growing tomorrow, we need to find how we would be different, our product or service would be different than someone else, so that the customer comes back to us. Okay. I believe this is the biggest challenge for every SME, every passing day.
Mr. Raju, your view on that?
My view is this is a very good occasion for the MSMEs to be listed. We have seen from 80 onwards, there was no SEBI at all at that time. We used to have the prospectuses, and that too approved by the Control of Capital at that time. But it's a very good degree, and because of the 18 months or 2 years, he has made efforts and seen that the MSME sector should be listed. My view is you should not go like OTC exchange, and you should consolidate it, take it forward. The MSME sector really facing the reel of finance. The banks are not, because banks are on record, they may say the MSME sector, but they are not getting much finance. The 60% of the economy has been contributed by MSME sector. The large employment was there. That's why MSME sector is very good opportunity, especially for the small and medium enterprises.
Okay, now I want to bring Mr. K.K. Mishra here. Do you really agree that banks are not very open when it comes to...
Banks are very much open. Banks do have targets also. The only thing, the finance is limited by the type of balance sheet itself. The balance sheet itself becomes a limiting factor if the owners' own funds are not enough, to which end this formation of BSE SME platform will go a long way, because their equity, their own net worth company's net worth will be there, which will facilitate banks to give adequate advance. Now we have certain set rules that we can go only 4 times or 6 times of net worth. If net worth is not there, own capital funds are not there, and there are many people, they have only unsecured loans, more and more of unsecured loans, but capital increase is not there. So that becomes a limiting
But isn't that true that still, despite all the logics, but still, at least nationalized banks are still very conservative when it comes to SME funding.
I not agree.
That too, it's a priority sector.
Yeah, it is priority sector. Their targets are there. 60% of MSME has to go to micro and small. And in fact, in my bank, our experiences are a growth rate year on year under this sector is more than any other sector.
What you expect from an SME, from an entrepreneur when he comes to your bank, and so what are your expectations?
See, their own contribution, their own capital should be quite matching, sound enough, 25% or 30%. Business plan should be good. And they should you should be able to convince the bank that they have kind of corporate governance policies and all those things.
Okay, I think Lakshman has a point.
I want to add to the views what Sri Raju sir has said and Sri Mishra sir. Actually, banking sector is very large, but problem is market intermediation is poor actually, because there has to be professionals in the market actually who do the market intermediation on the behalf of the what you call, SME entrepreneurs, because SME entrepreneurs may not be competent enough to prepare excellent business plan or a project report, and pitch according to the whatever the banking rules and regulations are. But in India, what we see is a lack of professionals serving the sector. Bridging the gap between the entrepreneurs and the banking actually. Same in the capital markets, there is a shortage of professionals doing the market intermediation.
Okay.
I think on this front we need to do a lot in this country.
Okay.